Welcome to my top 10 favourite Metroidvania games. Without further ado, let's get to it. Number 10. Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. This game perfectly captures the nostalgia of the good old days by feeling new but old, all while being wrapped up in an art style that is gorgeous and quite frankly beautiful. You play as a monster boy who can transform into various creatures, which allows you to explore the new landscapes. It's great fun, and I adore the feeling of keeping the old school mechanics all with a polished overhaul. It's just a pure blast. Number 9. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Gothically elegant with spades of nostalgia, this title would fit in perfectly with the Castlevania lineup. And that's not by mistake, as the game is developed by one of the lead brains behind the cult classic Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But just to pawn this off as a clone who just lurks in its monumental famous father's footsteps would be pure wrong. This game has undeniably cemented itself as its own thing, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future of the series. Number 8. Curse of the Sirens. In this criminally underrated title, you play as one of the 4 hand-drawn rodents, slicing and dicing your opponents as you make your way through pirate-themed maps, exploring every nook and cranny that you come across. The skill level required to play this game is a bit like Goldilocks' porridge. It's not too hard and it's definitely not too easy. I'm surprised at how much I enjoyed this title. Number 7. SteamWorld Dig 2. This robot spelunking adventure is one of the most enjoyable gaming experiences I've had in a while. Admittedly, very simple at its core, but the simplicity does not take away from the entertainment value. Your goal is to dig deeper and deeper, with each dig gaining you more loot and upgrades, making it easier for you to go further in the future. This game is one of those games where you just tell yourself, just one more go, and then I'm going to bed. Then you look at the clock, and it's 3 in the morning. Number 6. Shante and the 7 Sirens. Playing as a hair-whipping half-genie, your journey takes place in a tropical island, where you tackle the world's landscapes by morphing into a manner of creatures, all while slaying a variety of enemies with nothing less than your purple ponytail. This, teaming with a banging soundtrack, makes for an exquisite experience. Quite frankly, this one is one for the ages. Number 5. Record of the Loos War. Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. Based on the 1990s anime sharing the same name, this spin-off is well worth your time. You play as the heroine Deedlit, battling through castles and ever-changing landscapes, all wrapped up in a gothic anime art style. This game also has a great battle mechanic, where you switch Deedlit's colours from orange to blue, in doing so making yourself immune to the colours of the corresponding projectiles, making for a challenging time and a different playfield every time. Number 4. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This game blew me away with its artistic and heartfelt story that at times has its challenges. This is one of those titles where you can't help but pause and just take in the scenery for a bit. Plus, the gameplay is so polished that it makes for such an enjoyable experience. But be warned, make sure you have some tissues at the ready, as there are some seriously heart-wrenching parts. Number 3. Hollow Knight. Pure indie excellence. The mystique and the isolation this game manages to create is out of this world. There's a certain atmosphere to this title that makes you feel so isolated in the greatest way. So much so that at points it could be considered spooky. And being so dark and so drab, when you come across the luscious changing green landscapes, it feels like a breath of fresh air, and it slowly makes you forget about how brutally hard it really is. Number 2. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This game sees you play as Alucard, the son of Dracula, and your goal is to converse over a gothic castle maze, picking up all sorts of trinkets along your way. honing your skills, turning yourself into a force to be reckoned with. The enjoyment this title offers is immense. With so much replayability, you can't help but just give it another go. Plus, the soundtrack is so nostalgic and in depth, it could arguably be one of the best soundtracks of all time. If you haven't played this, and I'm sure you probably have, now is the time to give it a go. It is pure class. Here it is, number 1, Super Metroid, the godfather of the Metroidvania genre. This game, along with the 2 predecessors before it, coined the term Metroidvania. The art style makes me feel like I'm playing some sort of 80s cartoon, even though it was released in 1994. Quite frankly, it's breathtaking. This, paired with a sparse soundtrack, really makes you feel like you're alone on a pirate base and you are the only one who can help. You start bare as you are stripped from all the perks that you gained in the first title, slowly rebuilding Samus piece by piece. The enjoyment you get from being lost and figuring out where to go is unparalleled. This game is second to none. There is a reason it is loved all around the world. Well, that was my top 10 favourite Metroidvania games. Remember, this is just my list. I'm sure yours is completely different, and I hope it is, because that's what makes the world more interesting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if not, I'm sure this will cheer you up.